These goblins are worse than the trolls. Half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least they don't have that distinct underside of a bridge aroma.
Better that than reeking
Look
of
at
fresh...
you, Sugar. Oh, I could take you on a ride neither of us would soon forget. Oh, Sugar, that's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get better acquainted upstairs? I've got all kinds of, details to share with you. Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart. Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly Immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray than play. Oh, I just don't understand it. They just stand around and praise the so-called goddess all day long. I've no idea who she is, but apparently she gets her kicks from having blood sprayed all over her. Now, I knew a girl once who was into that kind of stuff. Her clients used to call her goddess and mistress too, but there was precious little divine about her.
Amazing.
Aren't your feet tired? Because you've been running...
Catching their daughter's eye, Ulgraf flexes his muscles like a peacock, showing its plumage, confirming her observation.
You must be in the wrong place, babe. The Miss Revellon contest is over there. Me? I'm Ramon. I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make you... No questions, please. Ramon does not ponder. He does not wonder. He only loves.
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your best offer.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Why don't you stay a while, darling? I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me.
Tell me, sweetie, you at sunburn, or are you always this hot?
Why don't you stay a while, darling? I just know I could take you on a wild ride if you let me.
My champion, my healer and protector. How delightful it is to see you again. Oh, I'm doing dandy. Thank you for asking. My wound is quite healed. A bit tender still, but coming along nicely. The powers that be have been going quite easy on me since we've been here. In fact, I'm expecting a promotion from Beast of Burden to House Guardian any day now. Better house, better food, and less cargo carrying shall soon be my lot. Our little adventure hasn't changed them all that much, I think. We're still kindly enough, without being truly affectionate to me, but I'm not one for cuddling anyway. They bicker too, just like they always used to, but with a playful glint in their eyes I never really saw before. And the strange noises they sometimes make in the night, they do happen rather more frequently. Perhaps they got a chill in the woods.
Again, Bjorn, you know what the doctor said. For the love of the gods, Mara, let it go.
My. I see you appear and everything brightens. Such is the joy you have. I'm swell and settled here in Silver Glen. I have a roof over my head instead of menacing forest canopies looming above. I have a cozy bed to sleep in instead of moss and leaves to lie on. I have a husband to cuddle come the night instead of having to stand and watch for bloodthirsty beasts that hunt by the moon. As you can tell, dear friend, oh, he's doing peachy. As am I. We do still feel great sadness for what happened to our friends in Hunter's Edge. But the selfish side that houses in every soul is mighty glad we made it out together. A new smithy, a new life.
Welcome, your knightship. Oh, be welcome indeed. As you can see, we have set up shop here in Silverglen. And as a matter of course, you'll get my wares at prices that no one else has a right to claim from me. I've a song in my heart and a spring in my step, my liege. I've had orcs on my tail and bandits to boot, and yet I live. How can I be anything but happy? Oh, the smithy's doing grandly, your knightship. Thanks to your valiant rescue of Alfie, I haven't had to abandon my most valuable gear, which means my products are up to the high standards you may expect from Bjorn Stoutborg. For such is my name, and such she's alive and kicking, my liege, just like she always was. Oh, certainly she can be a handful, but I wouldn't really have it any other way. We survived thanks to you, and each...
Farma Malbenita, a source hunter in Silverglen. I have traveled mile on top of mile to find help, and now help has, how you say, appeared from skinny vapors. My story? Well, this is no small tale. I think perhaps you will be more interested in the, how you say, the short end of stick. I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers to mine deadly ore called tenebrium. Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered the miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become the sickness. And now they, how you say, kick down the bucket. But the sickness, it is not normal. It kills swift and terrible, not unlike Source. My son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth. But this has proven not so easy. My sweet little Pomargo Visago, my darling Ben, we got along like, how you say, peas and ferrets. But here there is work, very well paid, in mines, clearing special rock from silver mine. So he leaves Sebi and I to come to Silverglen. We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day we see familiar figure moving with strange steps on path toward cottage. We run to meet him and take him into our arms, but he collapses at our touch. We help him inside and set him to rest. But he was in terrible condition. Each hour he grow worse, rot so fast we hardly recognize him after 2 short days. He slip away from us, and we bury him with much grief. When his father die, Sebi become restless. Being of the age, he join army and go straight to front line. Though I was nearly old woman, I join army as healer to be near and look after my boy. There we saw special legionnaire using strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent with the same disease that killed Ben. I discovered the tenebrium ore in this weapon. It was the ore that killed them both. I come to Silverglen to discover truth. And here I find Lawrence, that arrogant man, conducts his business without apologize to any. Exactly this. Please, Source Hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For your help, I offer blessing from my homeland. Se vi mal successos, mi plantos serit sarbo cae tormenti via nepo soggiai branco. Translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck. I will do my best to give answer, Source Hunter. I have not found scrap of civilization among these apes. Seville longs for heaping plate of my famous sire mule, but the local fairs support no fine food, unless squirrel meat inspire you. As for neighbors, well, those cultists would rather sacrifice supper to goddess than eat it. May Zalmoxis strike him down, the murderer! I have one goal in Silver Glen, to make him share in the suffering he caused. I am certain he has gained from making those miners take the tenebrium. Now I have only to prove it. Nothing natural could cause such terrible disease at mere touch. If you ask me, I say dark magic, maybe even source at its root. Fuck that foul thing! A terrible disease. It transforms flesh of living into flesh of corpse, while infected person still lives. Arms grow black and heavy, legs grow black and heavy, hair rots from scalp. Cielo helpo min! Oh, what memories I have. Ha! I have no interest in those emasculates and their goddess. As Zalmoxis say in Book of Holy, I am jealous God. Why can I not read your mail if you have nothing to hide? Who is Aunt Sherry exactly? Aren't I enough for you?
Hello and welcome to our shop. I am the son.
Disease that came to Home Forest.
Woolgraf contemplates what it must have been like to see a horrid plague ravish Verdotter's homeland. He puts his hand on her shoulder consolingly.
That doesn't look like your best work there.
Hello
dear.
again, or Dua Salutoin, as we say in our homeland. You've probably noticed that my mother Nadia and I aren't from around here. No. We traveled rather far from our hometown to plant new roots here in Silver Glen. My father, Ben, his death was somewhat mysterious, and we've traced the puzzle back to this little settlement. My mother will have plenty to say on that subject. If it was a bit intense, to be sure. Set in her ways, but fiercely loyal to the family. Help her out and you've got a friend for life. Cross her, and you'll be better off skipping town. Not that that'll stop her from cursing your line for the next 1,000 cycles of Bendis. My father was a good man, equal in character to his wife. His death nearly destroyed us, Ma and me. But now we're here, and we won't leave until we've held the proper parties accountable for their role in his death.
Remember to take a break now and again, Bjorn. You know what the doctor said.
Mara, my sweet, I do wish you'd stop.
Me? Oh! Source Hunter, you've made it into the hamlet of Silver Glen, I see. Unnerving spot, don't you find? Leandra has fashioned herself a hero here,
But the townsfolk don't seem to know the truth behind the conduit, though they call themselves Immaculates. They're thick as trout, if you ask me, and unnaturally obsessed with ancient teaching. I haven't seen Leandra here myself, but she must have put on quite a show of magical mastery to enthrall a crowd of shaggy miners, to have them hop on the bandwagon of a shadowy religion wholly alien to them. Haven't you heard them whisper of the blood? How their eyes shine when they discuss certain stellar stones? Star stones, of course, which drenched in blood become bloodstones and are used in healing rituals. Now, I can see how it could be a fantastic thing to nurse a dying human back to health, if all it takes is to sacrifice a toad. But I spy bloodlust in these people's eyes. A bloodlust that goes beyond the usual meaning of the word. They all act like they're following a benign goddess that will lead them to paradise. But I'll be a dappled Dalmatian if any of that is true. The advantage of being a puss, my friend, is that one can pussyfoot. A white-haired wizard draws attention, but a cat can move about unnoticed and, indeed, unseen. Not that I'm not extra wary of these bloodsuckers, though. There's a conspicuous absence of pets in this eerie little town. I've been shadowing the local priest, a man by the name of Loic. I have the feeling he knows more than most in Silver Glen, for I've followed him in the night when he meets with cloaked strangers, and goblins even. Mangoth, Hyberheim. Of strange things I've heard him whisper. Yes, this priest has shady goings-on written all over that smug, holier-than-thou face of his. Good luck, Hunter. I think I'll take my leave, too. People have been eyeing me strangely, and I think I know what it is they have on their blood. Now that we've found Ikara, we must get to the heart of this disconcerting cult. Only from within their ranks will Leandra's mission become clear.
The world is not immaculate as yet, friend. Be wary, be vigilant.
Our mean and mangled bodies of the rot that plagued
Immaculate,
it.
I want to
Miracles
be.
we
The
deem
blood
them
of
no
the
longer
lost
know.
will flow.
Infinitely greater we now know them to be. They are the blessings of the goddess wrought in action.
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
What news from the mines?
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Unacceptable. I want those goblins out of my mine by yesterday. Send another man. As many as it takes.
We haven't enough men among us to take on even a few of them, sir.
Are you deaf? I said I want those goblins out! Make it happen, even if you have to spear Drexus yourself.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet? Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. I'm finished with this one-pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks, and now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
No crooked plans shall cross these ears.
Well then, I'll just have to keep this brilliant scheme all to me onesie then, won't I? See if I'll be bothered.
No crooked plans shall cross these ears. If your skull is so thick that you'd entangle yourself in this little plot, you'll hold up fine against a good hard stomping too.
No, we'll do as I say.
I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it, sell it, and live out the rest of me days in comfort. The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's cave, much less make off with the stuff without being noticed. But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular, that are sure to make your mouth water. I wouldn't wish the wrath on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats' ill effects at bay. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, he's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea, and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damned bridges, haven't they? I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. Ask away, friend. That circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she were the conduit of the goddess or some such tripe. A strange sort of substance, discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since. To the right buyer, it's worth more than diamonds. Rot! You're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half were cured by that cult. I remember him well. Decent man, strong-backed, but something of a funny accent, no? He managed to leave Silver Glen alive, but as I recall, the symptoms of wrath were already upon him.
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for operations in Silver Glen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble servant of the guild and shepherd to the happy flock of miners within this settlement. My only cause for complaint, Your Grace, are these awful goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner his right to work. Perhaps, my most upright highness, you might be able to help us with this little problem. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been betrayed. To think how the humble miners of Silver Glen suffer. I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop, a certain spitting Satan named Drexis, promised to clear the tenebrium and be gone. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brained fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since, and they'll slice whoever dares approach them into ribbon. These goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, Your Grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from. Drexis's head on my mantle would save countless miners from a slow starvation, my liege. What's one goblin over countless disenfranchised workers? Enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the blessings of the conduit to replace a sense of a job well done, the miners care hardly at all for getting the mines back in good working order. Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your disposal. Those brutes, I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effects of clearing tenebrium, and those interlopers met my invitation with a hostile takeover. They haven't allowed a single human miner past them in months, and meanwhile my men have all but forgotten their vocation and turned instead to their damned religion. Useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract and infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately. Yes, a dreadful business, that. I've been fortunate enough to avoid the sickness so far, my liege, but my heart truly breaks for the families of those who've been afflicted. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first, we attributed these symptoms to, well, to poor diet, laziness, and general malingering. Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and those we lost can never be brought back, no matter what that crackpot conduit would have one believe. My liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter embarrassment to Silver Glen. Some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess made her way to Silver Glen at the height of the rot hold on our miners. The people were desperate, you see. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began speaking of her as though she were some messiah. Now most of the town is taken with her little cult of immaculates, as she calls them. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick. Or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Imagine hypnotizing an entire town with nothing more than snake oil. Ah, yes. Ben. Of course, one of our many noble miners, Your Grace. A smallish man. I believe he's around here somewhere, isn't he? Hello again, Your Grace. Preposterous. What does that foreigner know about the affairs of Silver Glen? You...
Over here, sweet cheeks. Oh, I'm aching to share a moment together.
Brandon's the best overseer there ever was. No one's a more eager miner than he is. Wonder how he...
There we are. Blessed be, welcome to Silver Glen. Blessed be, well...
Oh, you startled me. Let me compose myself. Hello, stranger. How can I help you? Oh, me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband, Blossius, is a legionnaire, currently stationed in Sicil, but I haven't heard from him in far too long. Here you go.
And here's a shiny coin. Keep the change.
Quite an important document to entrust to a stranger. With a quill and ink, one could easily alter it. Agreed. Let's deliver the will in good faith and speak no more about it.
Coming right up. Can't startle me again. Oh, me, will. But that means he's... Oh, no. Oh, not my cutie, broody buttercup. Of a new order, Paul.
You dare disturb my rumination? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
Dumb and twice as mean.
Oh, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about your eyes. But not to fear. I've just the potion for that.
Oh, thank... Oh.
You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
Delicious. I'd like to order a drink, please.
I hope you haven't come for miner's work, my friend. That's got...
A double whiskey, if you please.
Sure thing, darling.
They say a witch lives in the woods east of here, but I've never seen her myself.
I hope you haven't come for mine.
Give one of the comfort folk a visit, if you're in the mood. I recommend Ruby for her imagination. But Ramon's fierce as a wildcat, if that is.
My!
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
What do you have, dear?
I'd kill for a beer.
Coming right up.
Coming right up.
New order, Paul.
There we are.
Business for you anyway.
Here you go.
Here's a
Enjoy.
delicious.
Praise the goddess. I've passed the trial.
Friend, this is most excellent news. Welcome to the Immaculate Vault.
Yes! I can feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Watch where you're going. These beauties will pierce you to the bone. So, do you fancy a trade, then? Come now, before my ale arrives. Ever shot a bullseye in your sleep? Well, no wonder with your skill book as empty as all that.
I'd like to order a drink, please.
What do you have, dear?
I'd kill for a beer.
Sure thing, darling.
You there! Back off! Bicky boom! One more step and Bicky boom!
No, don't go! Please help me! That thing is keeping me trapped here! It's crazy! It'll kill me!
Yes, don't worry, miss. We'll get you out of this fix somehow.
Princess keep her trap shut or Bicky boom! No fox, shoot or Bicky boom! Last warning or Bicky boom!
Gods! The fuse is getting shorter! Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty princess! Leave fuse alone or boom!
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! You saved my life! It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in here with that ridiculous creature. Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs to catch a breath of fresh air, but do come and talk to me again if you want to hear more about what transpired here. My thanks once more, sweet hero.
Another perfect heist. You sneak with the subtlety of a tried and true cat burglar. No doubt about it. Your easygoing sleight of hand impresses me greatly, and will certainly continue to be highly advantageous.
Maybe the lock can be jimmied.
I'm on it.
A new order, Paul. Oh, my hero! My heart is still racing. That little monster's face haunts me. Bonnie's my name, and I am, or rather I was, a lover for hire. Folks would come to me when they were in need of some company, conversation, and more intimate desires. But this fiasco has put an end to it. I'll never set another foot into a client's room, not on my life. Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead. I'll answer what I can. I used to, you know. Merchants came and went. They paid well and gave me gifts. Fewer and fewer of them travel here now because of the undead around Seal and the goblins holed up in the mines. Times are hard for a working girl, to tell you the truth. But where would I go? There's danger to be found everywhere these days. These bedeviled days. I haven't been immaculate for a long time now, darling. And if I see what passes for immaculate here in town, I don't want to join the club anew either. Give me fun, not fanaticism. Give me zeal, not zealotry. These people, I honestly don't know what has gotten into them. Yes? Search me. He's a regular of mine, with rather eccentric tastes, I might add. He always wants me to wear a grey wig, for example, and walk with a cane. But I digress. Anyway, he recently spent the night again, and I couldn't sleep because of his muttering. He talked something awful all through the night. In the morning, I told him he had gone on and on about some Maradino character and a supposedly secret treasure lair somewhere in the woods. Next thing I knew, he flew into a rage, Said the treasure was his and his alone, and that I was nothing but a meddling cat. I was just about to let him know I won't stand for such language when he pulled that monster of a bicky out of his satchel and told the little gnome to guard the princess and to go boom if I tried to escape. I spent hours of horrid fear up in that room until you saved me.
There's a
Enjoy.
Delicious.
Over here, sweet cheeks.
These
Oh,
goblins
I'm
are worse than the
aching to share a
trolls.
moment
Half as
together.
dumb and twice as mean.
Do you believe
At
in the
least they
gods,
don't have that
baby?
distinct
'Cause you're the
underside
answer
of
for
a
all my
bridge
prayers.
aroma.
Better that than reeking of...
Oh, sugar. That's a story for another... Oh, go right ahead. Darling, I don't... Indeed I do. And I'm just itching to take you places you've only ever dreamed of, darling. What's a lousy 250 gold between an adventurer? Oh, that's the spirit, sugar. Oh, gold always puts me in the mood for a little romance. Follow me then, my knight in shine. There you are, darling. Shall we get started then? Suit yourself, but know that the clock is... There you are. Let's do it. But first, I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're in charge tonight, after all. So tell me, which sort best floats your boat? A savage, merciless witch, or a gentle, sensuous nymph? In need of a gentle hand, are you? Well, I've just the soft and sumptuous knoll in mind for you to rest your weary heads. Why don't we make ourselves comfortable and begin? Once upon a time, the patron goddess of feasting took a fancy to the humble spirit of insatiability. Of their union, a nymph, Clydella, was born. The child of parents so expert in flavour and quantity, Clydella's calling was clear. A master cook she became, the finest from Ground and Gulch to Wimpet Willow. Queens and sultans trembled before her crow's egg crumble. Dukes shed salty, toxic tears upon her sugared lion's wing. Clydella's cooking was beloved, yes, but to none so much as Clydella. Feasts she'd make and feasts she'd eat, licking up 3 wedding hams in the time it took to count them. More she craved, and more, till her clients had little more than crumbs to offer their guests. They'd wail and moan, but Clydella never quite heard them over the sound of her soup slurping. They stormed her kitchen, spittle flying, demanding dove roast, parsnip pudding, and pureed warg. But Clydella merely gazed upon them, blithely chewing jerky, and shrugged. Clydella's fame declined as the royals made deals with devils to find feasts as tasty as hers. But she never noticed one way or another. A nymph in her kitchen, frying and feasting was all she'd ever needed to be. Well, that's the end, darling. I hope it was everything you dreamt of and more. I know I had myself a bang-up time. Hi there, honey. You look like you're in dire need of some... Indeed I do. And I... No, come now, honey. Go right ahead, sweetheart. Darling, I never said I was selling anything but a good time. A little tails... always nicer than a little tale. One always goes well in the end, and the other, well, charges triple for that sort of thing.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all my prayers. Tell me, sweetie, do you have someone?
Over here,
you always
sweet
this
cheeks.
hot?
Oh, I'm aching to share a moment together.
What do you have, dear?
A straight shot of Rory, please.
Coming right up.
Sweetheart, or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my
Did the sun come out? Or did even true love has a price angel face? So it is. But let's make sure there's a...
Darling,
At
I
least they
just
don't
know
have that
I could take
distinct
you on a
underside of a
wild
bridge
ride if you
aroma.
let me.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
There you are, Cuddles. Oh, what we do here is between you and... There you are, Cuddles. Oh, where have you been all my life? Well, it seems I've got you right where I want you, darling. If you're ready to begin, I'll start by stripping you down. Bah! Ramon is not a man whose fire burns alone. You can... Well, it seems... ready and eager. Well, the question is, are you ready, Source Hunter? Are you prepared to face the repercussions of your heinous crimes against the goddess? She delivered us from rot and from all that is unholy in this cruel world. She of the Source, and you would have her head, would you not? You've trained all your life to seek out and destroy that great power. Destroyer of source, defiler of all that is holy, face your judgment in the name of the conduit. And still, lost one, I fear this might hurt quite a bit. I wouldn't complicate things by thrashing about.
Woolgraf gives you an envious look. It would appear he quite fancied some quality time with pretty Ruby himself.
Think she knows any good stories, my friend?
Welcome to the Immaculate
Hi
Falls.
there, cutie pie.
Yes.
Want to have a good time?
I can feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Welcome be, O seeking souls, to this holy house of Immaculates. I am Loic, enlightened one among Immaculates, spokesman for the holy conduit, as she is spokesman for the goddess herself. Hers is the blood.
Blessed be the
Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. We are the chosen ones of the goddess. The benedictions of the blood render our bodies and spirits unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become part of the sacred soul. And you too, Seeker, could become one such part. The conduit, yes. She, the most exalted of all, second only to the goddess. It was she who brought us first her divine words, then her divine will, a will made real in blood. Truly, though, she is quite beyond your concern, O wandering soul. She stands so very high above your humble station. The goddess is the light and life of all. Corrupt is the world that generations of men and beasts have left behind, but immaculate it may be once more, cleansed in the blood of the unworthy.
Diligently will I read
The few,
the word.
the proud, the enlightened, theirs will be her kingdom. When red has run until no red is left, a paradise we will have shapen, and the goddess will dwell among us. Then it shall be my pleasure to answer. We are the chosen, the conduit, the goddess, the few, the proud. You find yourself in the goddess's temple. Therefore it follows she wants you to take the true path. So here, have this hallowed tome. Read it, absorb the wisdom within, then find the second part and do with it the same. If an immaculate you want to be, a test of knowledge shall be your first step towards enlightenment. Do you hold it to be true, O Seeker, that you are ready to be tested? A most sacred trio of queries shall I put before thee, but even if thou falterest but a single time, unworthy will thou be deemed of the goddess's love.
Give me the strength.
Your
oh
unpreparedness disappoints me. But an immaculate is not born, he is made.
For thee, O Holy One!
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Immaculate I want to be.
Diligently
the blood of the
will I read the
Diligently
words
will
of the
I
goddess.
read the words of the goddess.
Bow before the goddess and bow before her mouth on this earth. The
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
Wait! Stop! Can it be? A source hunter? Oh, my fortune, my fate! I am saved! They're coming for me. They know I've escaped, and they won't stop until they've sliced me in two and corrupted my corpse with darkness. The dark heart of the Immaculates! The corrupted few who lead their trusting converts upon a path paved with sword. Oh, they won't stop until they've silenced me. And worse, I am Samid, once a humble miner, once a devoted Immaculate, now a refugee in flight from both religion and home. I once counted myself among their most faithful. Such a devotee to the Immaculate Way was I that I rose swiftly through its ranks, became privy to each of the esoteric rituals of the Immaculate Method. But in time, I discovered too much. When I was granted access to Sacred Stone, the most protected Immaculate village, I watched with horror as our enlightened and savage. She was one of them. A sorcerer! I escaped that terrible place as quickly as my feet could fly. And now, you must do what I cannot. You must end the darkness that has consumed the Immaculate Way. The source that corrupts it. To gain access to that nest of vipers, you'll have to become one of us. One of them, that is. Speak to Loic, the Immaculate Abbot of the village to the north. Silver Glen, it's called. He'll be only too eager to gain another convert, and only the initiated are granted access to Sacred Stone. The witch? Why, her cabinet. I'd always heard tell that she, the strange and silent keeper of Luculla, was a sorcerer herself. Though now I see that, if that were true, the Immaculates will be working with, not as it stands. The conduit herself ordered that the witch be contained at all costs. I know not why, but any enemy to this band of demons is a friend to all source hunter. In the name of the innocent Immaculates, those unaware of the fanged head that leads them, I pray you will expose the truth. So many of us sought only spirit. We had no idea what we'd be asked to sacrifice in return.
My friend, did you hear? That man said the one called Attenborough is nearby. We must find this village, Sacred Stone. I am certain Jarrett has been taken there. And if it is where Attenborough rules, it seems these Immaculates are not all as I have heard.
Welcome to Silver Glen, home and hearth of Immaculates.
Do a salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you? do a salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you?
Hello again, or do a salutoin.
Remember to take a break now and again, Bjorn. You know what the doctor said.
Mara, my sweet, I do wish you'd stop interrupting me.
So that item interests you, yes? I can let you have it for very reasonable price indeed.
Don't work too hard now, dearest. You've been hammering away for hours.
Mara, my sweet, I do wish you'd stop interrupting me.
The conduit. Hold high the knife and let it plunge into the lost, so that
Give
by
me the
there,
strength, thou goddess, to become an
this
immaculate. I want to be.
downtrodden
The
realm.
blood of the lost will
Immaculate
flow.
it was, immaculate it may be again. That's enough of that now.
Give me the strength, thou goddess.
The goddess is the word. Through the conduit she speaks, and through me I am Then it shall be my pleasure. We are the chosen. The conduit, yes. The goddess is the few. Do you hold it to be true, O seeker, that you are ready to be tested? A most sacred trio of queries shall I put before thee. Blessed be your willing spirit. We commence. Premise the first. In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine. Correct?
In fact, that premise is incorrect.
Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
Will I read the words?
It's possible that you're wrong, but it's a certainty you'll regret it if you really are.
I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
No, we'll do as I say and there's an end to it.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater should be used in service of the lesser, so that balance may be achieved. Correct?
Yes, that is incorrect.
Premise the third. Only those who have partaken in the spilling of blood and thereby created the stone that lives, the stone soaked with blood, may be called an immaculate. Correct?
In fact, that premise is incorrect. It's possible that you're wrong, but it's a certainty you'll regret.
No, we'll do as I say and there's an end to it.
Most gratifying. Oh, yes, most exemplary indeed. You have understood the words of the goddess, and I deem you worthy of her true test, of the true trial that shall make you an immaculate. To become an immaculate, you must experience both the goddess's bane and her boon. Leave Silver Glen and take the western path. Follow it to where the winds howl and a great skull looms within the rocks. There you will find it, the hollow, and the true trial within. Immaculate guards bar the way, but tell them you have my blessing and they shall let you pass. But take utmost care, the road is beset with horrors, and your mettle will be truly tested before you've even set foot within the goddess's trial. It would behoove you to train in advance of...
Blessed
I
be
shall
the
await you
goddess,
in the chamber
and
of
blessed
blood.
be the conduit.
I feel better already. Ah. On the mend.
Back on my feet again.
The world is not immaculate as yet, friend. Be wary, be vigilant.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
eyes does a bull have?
Die, vermin!
No glory in this death.
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
They say the undead are immune to rot. I guess 'cause they're already...
Stop for death, or it will stop for you. Oblige death now, for it obliges you. Tell me, traveler, do you wish to die? Death sends its finest carriage for you, yet you deign to step inside? An insult, yes. Stop for death, or it will stop for you. Oblige death now, for it obliges. And how will you die, then? Do you wish for a long courtship with the Reaper? Or for a quick and wild affair? Death creeps, tests, nuzzles, withdraws, pursues, torments, and takes you. Stop for death, or it will... And how will you die? Death.
sweet relief.
I feel better already.
As good as a new penny. Bless the seven, I am restored. Into the fray once more.
I needed that.
Back on my feet again.
Ah. Into the fray once more.
In her holy name, halt! You shall not tread upon this immaculate road. Has rot taken your ears? I say this is an immaculate road. Only those blessed with like sanction may pass here. Ah, you have passed the test. That means you must be on your way to the true trial. Congratulations, Initiate. You are more than welcome to proceed. Be on your guard, though, for vicious creatures crawl upon the sands. Find the skull of stone, but don't stray any further unless you wish to face foes greater than those that haunt most dreamscapes. There's no shame in preparing for the goddess's trial with a careful hand, my future friend. Heed my words. You do well to try your strength in lesser combat before facing what lies beyond this point. Goddess be with you, knowledgeable one.
Goddess be with you. There is no shame in preparing for the goddess's trial with a careful hand, my future friend.
An immaculate day to you. If you come seeking the goddess, keep to the northern route. If you come seeking certain death, any number of horrors will happily...
Goddess's greetings, traveller. Be wary while wandering these northern plains. They're hardly hospitable to the goddess's chosen, but traverse them we must if we are to find the one...
Careful, friend. The wasted lands beyond this bridge are overrun with lost ones. Vile creatures unreachable by the goddess's good news. Travel the...
I suppose we'll be spared the troll toll this time around.
Better a toll than being spun into dinner.
Going nowhere slowly! A tempest of dust!
I've been
What happened
slowed.
to the lush forests of Lacula?
These high plains seem a far more treacherous landscape.
Days they drag their souls through fields of dust. Feet fret through fields unfamiliar.
Ulgraf listens to Beardotter in awe like he always does. If he could speak, he'd strive to be as eloquent as her.
Out of the way, human scum! Your stink is making my eyes sting! Hadriska's pigskin. Unless you fancy being swarmed by the legions of eight-legged friends I have at my beck and call. If you're not interested in purchasing the finest goblin wares in Revlon, I'd prefer to go somewhere your stench can't insult me. Yes, pigskin, they run this territory, except the goblin village, of course. But I can no fool know how to deal with the Spider Queen. Quite a valuable piece of knowledge in these parts, as you'll come to find. Though I suppose, a sack of gold, the weight of 1,300 coins, might put me in the mood to share. I'm a business goblin first, pigskin, so let's make a deal. Here's what I know. The Spider Queen is not so different from any other monarch. That is to say, Rat Belly, that she loves a little sweet talk. Out of the way, she... If you're not interested in it's strange, pigskin, how one so rank and stupid as yourself has managed to avoid collecting toll from one of Lucula's many bridges. You must be King Kangir's favorite pet. But to answer your idiotic query, yes, a proud goblin am I, and as such I've got the most well-crafted equipment to sell to undeserving rat-bellies such as yourself. This particular stock is fresh from the anvil of the goblin blacksmith from our village across the plains here. I'd suggest buying from me now, Monkey Face, for I doubt you'll make through the storm and the spiders with all your delicate... Right. The mighty rat-belly can't stomach a little wind and dust. It pleases me to report that the only way out is through, and I don't know many outsiders who've seen the other side of the tempest.
Oh! Oh, my. You can speak! Oh, dear. Oh, gracious. Oh, Ralphie. This is your luckiest day of days. Psst! Friend, you must help me. Oh, goodness. Oh, dear, I beg you. This goblin you see before me, my so-called master, is a cruel and ruthless beast. This may be my only chance to seek help, so I won't waste a moment. Friend, if you have a shred of decency in your bones, you must kill this goblin. Please, I must be free. And if you'll help me, I'll help you. I know all there is to know about the goblins of Lucula, and I know their greatest weakness too. A secret I'll happily share once I'm free from this goblin's claws. Please, kill the brute.
You idiot beast, or I'll rip the flesh from your hide.
Cruelty befits the cruel, I say. Let's lay the fiend low.
1,000 thanks to you, friend. Start with his eyes, I say. with 1,000 lashings, and for this I'll shout your praises. Yes, shout them! Why? Because I'm a free warlock! Friend, I can think of no other than you who deserves this precious piece of information. I'll now reveal the goblin's greatest weakness. The way to topple every last one of them. Goblins can be crafty and shrewd, my friends, but in matters of superstition, they are as simple as snails. They'll abide every last directive given by the totem that stands in the middle of their village, from running circles till you collapse to drink a carafe of hemlock. Some say the totem is possessed of a powerful demon, but I've seen the village shaman creeping off to a little cave on the outskirts of the village, and shortly after she creeps, a certain goblin-y voice comes hissing from the totem. Whoever has access to that cave, friend, controls the village. This much I know for certain. For my part, I'll make my home and fortune elsewhere, north to the Phantom Forest, where I'll be safe from whip-wielders and bridle yankers forevermore.
Why are you all moving so fast?
Bite your tongue, pigskin, or I'll do you the honor myself. Oh, will ye now? And what if I don't protest? Shut your vile hole and answer me straight. Where is Drexus? Ho, ho! Quite feisty, ain't ya?
Wait for me!
I don't have the right tool for mining. Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
Enemies about. They haven't seen us yet. Best sneak our way around.
Welcome, initiates, to the Corridor of Bane. Here begins the prelude to purification. Advance and accept what is coming to you.
Help! I'm lost! I was trying to get to the hidden Immaculate Village. Is this the way?
Welcome,
The floor here is black as night. Ominous, I'd say.
It's a trap! Oh! I don't feel so good.
Welcome, initiates, to the Chamber of Burdens. Only those who can balance the weights of knowledge will see the walls of ignorance evanesce afar.
Hold! Our enemies have laid a trap. The floor here is black as night. Ominous, I'd say. Something leeches my life force. Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Awful, but I've seen Brandon wield Tenebrium without contracting so much as a sore toe.
Careful now, that's a trap.
Mount Abundance!
Now this is valuable. There we are. We can continue further down this dungeon.
I wonder what's next.
Cures rots, but they also say that rats are lost ones, whatever that means.
Welcome, initiates, to the Hall of Vigilance. Observe, bear witness, or brave the biting shades of failure.
exactly? Used it correctly. This seems to be broken. What was that? I think I heard a door unlatch.
Fell from the heavens, but these Immaculates hardly have the divine in mind when they bleed us over them.
Well done indeed. You have made it far. You have felt the goddess's bane, and now you shall feel her boon. Kill ye this fowl and pour its ruby essence onto the altar, so that her blessing will cure thee of thine ail. But this cannot be. What is this heathen witchery? The rot is gone from your flesh, yet you have yet to partake in the blessings of the blood. Proceed, just proceed with the sacrifice. Kill the chicken, collect its blood, and yield it to the Star Stone. In the meantime, I'll be back.
Proud and healthy human, you are not sick, you are not poisoned. I beg of you, don't kill this humble chicken. Let me live and I'll lay you a fresh egg each and every morning. No sunny side up tastes as good as mine do.
Doing so would be senseless cruelty indeed.
Holy hands, how I give you thanks, darling friend of fowl. Countless chicks would have been orphaned, but for you, bless you, oh, bless.
There they are, the infernal heathens that undid the Star Stone. Drain the blood from them, render them unto the goddess. The red pill of the goddess washes my sins away.
Will I ever see my beloved coop again?
Have mercy on your soul.
Lucky find!
This seems to be broken.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
I wouldn't walk. I wouldn't walk through there unless you're in the mood to face. Holy hell!